Carl again, your everyday mystic. Again, if you like these, share them, like them, subscribe to them. Try to get the message across. Somebody asked me this morning, having read an article that I wrote in the newspaper, was I a counsellor or had I studied counselling? It prompted me to try to make something very clear. I am not a counsellor. I have no qualification bar my own understanding of life, having lived, having made mistakes, having gotten to a point in life where I had to completely reevaluate everything I ever knew and put a lot of lessons that I had learned over the years into actual practice. So that's where I became more self-aware, critical of my own understanding of the universe. And I started to devour as much as I could in terms of listening to mystics, gurus, teachers, scientists, theologians, from every faith, color, creed, persuasion that you can possibly want to think of. People that I don't agree with, people that I do agree with, people whose teachings drive me insane half the time trying to either understand them or make sense of them. What I've come up with is what I call my own philosophy, the art of acceptance. That philosophy is not mine. That philosophy is my interpretation of the universal truths that have been about forever. They have been reboxed and rebranded and retaught and rediscovered by every guru, every mystic, every leader in a religious sense, an educational sense. Everybody who has ever sat down to examine life will be confronted with a set of absolutes, a set of truths that are incontrovertible. The way you explain those will be partly cultural, it'll be partly educational, and it'll be partly to do with what is your reason for explaining them in the first place. For some, it's to be perceived as being above or having discovered the truth and doing what they will with it that way. For others, and I hope I include myself in this, it's just that you want people to know what you know or have worked out. You want to share it with people. And I want to share it with people basically to make myself an Agent Provocateur, a person who whispers in your ear that maybe the way we're doing things isn't the way we should be doing things. That maybe the way we are doing things needs to be shaken up. That we need to look at things in a different way. That in order for us to survive as a species on this planet, that we have to learn how to survive together. Because otherwise, we're doomed. And that's not a particularly edifying or wonderful vista to be looking at. Because this planet will go on long after we're gone. You give this planet 350 million years, there will be no trace that we ever existed. If we all stopped today. So in order for us to be around in 350 million years as some version of a species, we have to learn some truths. And we have to learn that the system we live in isn't giving us those truths. The system that we live in teaches us only to look after ourselves. Thankfully, for most people, and I see this in acts of kindness and togetherness all the time. That we can and have capability to be so much more than we are. I am on a learning curve and a mission at the same time. The learning curve is to learn as much as I can about me and how to be me and what that is, and how to make that work the best way I can for the world in general. It's going to take the rest of my life, but I'd rather be doing this for the rest of my life than to be engaged in consumerism for the rest of my life. If we think that living is a 40-year 9-to-5 Netflix, Amazon, DPD life, that's not living. That's existing to serve consumerism. Life is different. Life means something different. And if you need help in working out what the different is, life is connection. You can accumulate for your entire life. You can work hard, you can make money, you can have everything. You can buy, you can take. At the end of the day, you will die and none of it will go with you. Or you can spend your life giving more than you take. We all have to take something. This is the life we lead. We need to exist. We need to live. But we do need to live. We don't need to do what we're doing, which is work ourselves to death so that at some point in the future we can have a happy retirement. It doesn't work. Either way, at the end you're going to have nothing. Either way, at the end, you're going to have what you came into this life with. Nothing. And you're going to be naked. So maybe we need to think about, what do we want out of life in real terms? We want connection. We want love. We want fellow feeling. We want to be accepted. These are the things that we want when there's no money involved. If you had all the money you ever needed, what would you want? Take your time answering that one. It won't be easy. So I suppose the end of this little amble is simply that my mission, job, is to be that mystic. Is to be that mystic in an everyday sense. Is to take the teachings that are so huge and so cosmologically mind-boggling, they dwarf us, and to see if I can, in my own limited way, make some sense out of them in such a way that people like me, like you, like all of us, can get the message without feeling like they're being preached to, without feeling like they're being talked down to. This is most of what I'm trying to achieve. I am not a counselor. If anything that I say strikes a chord with you, resonates with you, or you see a need, then I would say definitely go to a counselor, because a philosophy's main goal is to make you question. A counselor's main goal is to make you aware enough to make sense of the questions that you ask and to help you answer them for yourself. Because my philosophy is not your philosophy, no matter how closely you follow me. Your philosophy is not my philosophy. I have to live my life, you have to live yours. What's important is that you start finding out what your philosophy is for yourself. And yeah, some of it's a la carte. You'll agree with some things I say, you won't agree with some things I say. That's okay. Because because nobody has all the answers. Well, maybe somebody has all the answers. I just know it isn't me. At the end of all this, what do I want to get out of it? I want to be able to walk down the street, and I want to be able to talk to people, and I want them to say, hey, I read that thing you wrote. Struck a chord with me, really got me thinking. I didn't agree with all of it, but some of it really made sense, and I'm going to do something about it. Absolutely. Now you're on the track. Now you are taking the first step in a process. And the process is deciding who you are, what you are, and how you want to make connections. And that's basically it. You'll be the next one making these videos. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you'll just take it and run with it and make your world a better place and make the world for people around you a better place. In a spirit, and I keep on banging on about it until I have no breath left, of kinship, family, compassion, empathy, and love. And love. And I will always say love twice because we need more of it. Have a good day.